Hey everyone, how you doing? I hope you're having a good night. So I couldn't go to sleep when I intended to tonight, but I got on my computer and I started digging into because honestly, Wednesday morning, I'm gonna chat with my colleagues about using AI art. So I'm like, oh, I need to start working on that presentation for it. So while I was doing that, I thought, what the hell? Let me just go live right here on Facebook and on my Matt Berry Tech YouTube channel. You can go to YouTube and check that out. I should put a link on there below, but if you go to YouTube and you do Matt Berry Tech, you'll find it. I'm sure you will. And this live video will be on there. Hi, everybody. So it is Monday evening. And so I thought I'd just walk through a few tech things. I'm going to go through ChatGPT and Copilot. And we're just going to see what those two AI products will produce. I will show an image, have it describe it, and then have Dalle through Copilot and ChatGPT recreate that image. And we'll try doing a different style. But you have the ability in a lot of these AI programs to be able to upload files, images, videos, whatever, and have it do some of the work for you. And that's the thing is, I look at it as a tool. I find it helpful when I have a creative block, and it helps me take it to the next level or get over a hurdle I'm having when I'm stumbling on something. So I use AI as a tool. It works well for me. So let's go into the screen share I've got. And right now we're going to start off with Copilot. And this is the sample image I did earlier, just because honestly, just time. It's like, if you're going to go ahead and cook in a TV kitchen, you got stuff prepared. Well, that's what we're doing here. So I started with this image right here. It's me taking a selfie with my two corgis in the back. There's Orbit. He is red, black, and white. He's older than Astra, who is 2 years old. She's kind of a puppy. And she is red and white, or cream and white, whatever. And so I'm using this image and uploading it and asking Copilot to give me a description of this image so I can use this for Dalle. So I'm going to show how this came across through Copilot. And I did something similar in ChatGPT, and we're going to walk through that in just a moment. But if we walk through here, because we're going to get through the Copilot thing first, because it's this bright screen, and I don't think I can make it dark. So we're just going to zoom this down so everybody can see a little bit. You saw the image. So that is what Copilot gave me as a description for this image, which I'd say is fairly accurate. It's a sunny day inside a car with two joyful dogs on a back seat, one with a mix of brown, white, and black fur, looking alert, and the other cream color with its tongue out in excitement. The driver, an anonymous person in a dark top, navigates through a scenic route surrounded by greenery as sunlight streams through the windows, casting a soft shadows inside the car. Okay. And the thing is that one thing you'll notice about Copilot, when you're logged into a Microsoft 365 subscription, like a business subscription, or if you pay for a Microsoft subscription that includes, Office, Word and PowerPoint and yada, 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 then you'll typically have this protected version. So when I went through and I uploaded this image, when it was analyzing it, it tried to blur, it makes a point to say that it's blurring or hiding the faces from Copilot, so it can't identify. So I guess if I had Jennifer Aniston in the picture, it probably wouldn't pick her out. So I don't know. We'll have to see. Maybe I'll just have to see if I can find a picture of Jennifer Aniston and give it a try. But that's what the description it gave me. And I asked, can I create the image? I spelled it, I misspelled, but it apparently didn't matter. So yes, it can create it. And this is what it gave me. It gave me some, number one, you'll notice that it didn't give any type of description of what breed the dog was. So this one gave me random dogs. And most of them, you'll notice are in the front seat. Like there's one, right? Well, this one, hey, if I was in Europe, this would be accurate, except for the dogs being in the front and the dog right over top of the steering wheel. This is the only one I would say is probably the most accurate out of all of them, but I just chose not to deal with any of that. And I said, hey, can you make this image look like it's a Pixar 3D film? And then they tried to create that. And then, so that one, it still shows different references. These two in the back actually look more accurate than anything, right? So then after that, I said, well, make the dogs corgis. So then after that, we went through and recreated a little bit, and that's just kind of where I stopped, honestly. Number one, it's like looking at the placement of those. Look at this corgi's bigger or way more up front, which Astra will do, honestly. Get up on the center console. But, I mean, a couple of these look pretty good. But the ones where the corgis are in the front of the car looking back, or when the driver is obviously in the back seat with the corgis and there's no driver in the front, you know, okay, this is where you kind of lose the AI for a bit, right? So we'll go back and we'll start. Here's the same image I went through and I uploaded in ChatGPT. And I went through, here's the image, you can't see it, but this is what it described. It described, let me see if I can click it and expand out a little bit more so you guys can read. I don't know if I can, whatever. So it's, this is a happy looking trio in a car. There's a man in the driver's seat taking a selfie. He has a medium length hair, wears sunglasses, has a light beard. In the back seat are two dogs. They're both looking at the camera with their tongues out, appearing to enjoy the ride. The dog on the left has a red and white coat, seems a bit older, while the one on the right has a cream and white coat, looks a bit younger, and perhaps the puppy or young adult. The car interior suggests a comfortable ride for all, with the dog seated in a well-cushioned back seat. Everyone seems to be enjoying the moment. And honestly, with a couple exceptions, that captures this right here. With the sun, I guess you could kind of make it hard. The Copilot's the only one that picked out that Orbit did have black hair also, or black fur. And Copilot also, ChatGPT also didn't pick up the breed of the dog. Although I'm also not really confident that that ChatGPT was as private and blurred out my picture. But this was the result. This was I did say, could you describe the image in detail for a prompt in Dalle 3? The dog and puppy are corgis. So this is what it gave me from that. And honestly, if you compare this with the first iteration that it gave for dogs in a car, this one on the surface looks pretty good. So then I went through and just made a simple modification on it, and it worked pretty quickly, actually. And it said, can you make this image look like a Pixar 3D film? And then so this was the result of that. And I have to say, with minimal prompting on this, ChatGPT did a pretty good job of interpreting the image for pretty good detail on that. Now, I have another sample I'm going to show. Hopefully this picture showed up correctly. There we go. So this is an image that I pulled from the web. ha, ha. No pun intended. But I pulled it. And this is obviously Spider-Man sitting on a couch with a PlayStation controller and headphones. And so ChatGPT went through and said this image shows a person, Spider-Man, in costume, seated on the couch, wearing headphones, holding a gaming controller with both hands as if he's playing a video game. The costume's detailed in a classic red and blue pattern, the iconic spider emblem. The controller is indicative of a modern gaming console, and the character is engaged intently with the screen in front of them, suggesting by the posture and the direction of the masked head. So then I went through and asked if it could create a prompt of this image. And then immediately, it didn't create the image right away. It gave me it gave me information here. It was like, yeah, sure. It is a person dressed in and it says in Dalle, you would use a prompt that describes the scenes without referencing copyrighted characters directly. Here's how you'd phrase it. So then this goes into quite a bit of detail on everything, with a hint of indoor plants in the background, and just the details and the richness that goes into this. There we go. Now I can zoom into it so you can read it. So a person is dressed in detailed full body costume, superhero costume, with a predominantly red body, blue highlights, and a stylized spider-like emblem on the chest. And so obviously we're going to use the original image for the reference. And it's like, can you create the image? And this is what ChatGPT gave me. So with this, let's see, what are my options with it? Let me scroll down, because I believe there's a select feature here. And I think I can even, oh my God, it got the controller correct. It got a little web shooter or control, who knows? But that Spider-Man symbol on there, so what could yeah, you know what I could do? Let's see. I could try and select this area right about here. Maybe around here. There we go. Put enough space in here. I don't know if you guys know what I'm going to do, but can you add a corgi on the couch for this image? What am I saying? Can you? Just say, you need to be a little demanding. Add a corgi on the couch. It's about as descriptive as I'm gonna get. I should have asked it to make it widescreen. Well, let's see. Well, let's see how it does with the selection here. I gotta say, that's a pretty good image. How long is it gonna take? How long? See, that's why I try and do those images before going on live. So it takes a while. It takes a while sometimes to do these. Oh my God, look at that. Now that is pretty good quality there. All right, so, okay. I have to admit, I like that so much so I'm gonna save that. Okay, so let's go back out of that. Isn't that incredible? I'm impressed. I'm totally impressed. So let's go ahead and take this image. Well, first off, let's try this. No. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna take this detailed prompt right here. I'm gonna try and make it as fair. There we go. Copy. let's go into Copilot, and we're going to create, we're going to get out and get back in. No, whatever. All right, here we go. Create an image. Oh no, I'm going to have it describe this image. All right, so I'm going to put the original Spider-Man one. Can it read it? Yeah, there we go. This is the original. So describe this image. Sometimes it just needs to be that simple. And so there we go. We got analyzing the image, privacy blur hides faces from Copilot. Oh my gosh, here we go. Oh my God, it recognized Spider-Man. Obviously, it didn't blur it enough. Okay, let's say, can you make this image? Can you create this image? And see, I didn't even I have a problem spelling create tonight. If it's smart enough, it'll figure it out. See? And each session that you're in with Copilot, especially like on mine with a business standard license, it'll give you 30 responses in a session. So when you fill that up, then you can just close out the tab, open it back up again, and it starts a new session. Whereas ChatGPT, look at that. That's not too bad. Okay, that's all right. That's not too bad. Got a little Miles Morales on that one. But it's definitely not. Okay, so let's try this. I'm going to take this. Create this. Create the image off of this description. Why am I even saying description? Description. There we go. And I'll just go ahead and use the reference. There we go. Boom, submit. Let's see what happens. All right, so we've got the Spider-Man on the couch with a better description from Copilot. That's the original one it did. And if we reference the one that we got from ChatGPT, it is not it. And after this, I'm going to show you what Adobe Firefly gave me. It is not even close. They went out of their way not to put any copyrighted information whatsoever. It takes, well, I don't know. I think Copilot takes a little bit longer than ChatGPT. I am on the ChatGPT. Both of these are technically subscription ones. And to be fair, on the Adobe Firefly, I specifically chose one that was a free version. It's not part of my Adobe plan, so. But anyway, so yeah, I think as I've been watching this, I see that doing a task like this, having it describe the image or using a reference and trying to generate images, Copilot does a quicker, ChatGPT, I think, does a far superior job, but come on. God, I should have had some music playing in the background. Sorry, guys. Sorry. Okay, here we go. I'll try and I'll try and create that. I should have just not put the image for it. Anyway, so let's just see let's see what happens. Okay, a little closer. So out of this, and that's the other thing. So with this, I mean, granted, it's done in Designer, but there's no edit feature like in ChatGPT as well. I kind of like this. This isn't bad. Look, hey, we've got a thumb and we've got 4 fingers. 1, 2, 3 fingers and a thumb. I don't know where the other finger is, but but this one, this costume obviously has a hood. It's a different one, but hey, everything looks proportionate and looks right. You've got flowers in the background. The lighting looks really good. I mean, you've got a blurred background on there, so we've got depth of field. I mean, this looks nice. Let me go to some of the other ones. There's another one still. You got blurry backgrounds in the back of all of them. I didn't even pay attention. I was focusing on how many fingers Spider-Man has. But yeah, and then there's a good one with the hair out and everything else. But the costume, all of them in Copilot for Designer. Now, granted, Designer basically uses Dalle, but I think that worked out really well. But only ChatGPT could give me a corgi on the couch playing with Spider-Man. So let me modify this even further. Let's make this image in a 16:9 widescreen ratio. And for my Mac keyboard, God, I love this keyboard, but I have a problem with the space bar on it. I have to hit it a certain way or else it doesn't make a space. Anyway, so let's make this image 16:9. Creating the image. Okay, that's not bad. Come on. I kind of like this picture. Anticipation. All right. I kind of want to go to another tab so I can show you what Firefly did, but I don't want to mess up the creation. There we go. Whoa. Okay. All right. Number one, I like what they did here. I dig it. It's still got the depth of field in the background. We got the corgis repositioned. Everything looks really good. There's no pillow behind there. But it's not really widescreen. Look, it's a freaking picture. Hold on. Can you expand the rest of the picture to fit the wide screen ratio? I mean, WTF here. Come on. I guess I should have been more specific, right? Hey, not only can you make the image 16:9, but can you expand the rest of the picture to fit? Although I would have liked the exact image expanded out, not this, but I like this one too. Whoa. Hello. Okay, I don't like the costume as much, but I don't know. That looks pretty good. That's not bad. I mean, that's not bad. Let's see. I don't like. Hold on a second. I have to fix my dictation thing. Normally I could hit a button and it would just dictate for me, but it is not happening tonight. So my bad spelling's just gonna have to freaking suffice. So I don't really like the costume in this image. Can you try it again? I like the costumes in the other images better. Now I'm just being whiny. So, all right. See, horrible spelling. Thank goodness for spell checking, but I'm just going to be honest. I don't think AI really minds, or at least they don't talk back. All right, let's see what happens. Watch ChatGPT talk back for this one. Nope. It's going to generate an image. Do. But you got to admit, the quality of the image it's producing is pretty good. I'm being nitpicky about this. I mean, shit. I could have said, oh yeah, the costume's great. But no, it was like right around the arms. It just looks weird. So I like the ones better and the other one better. Oh my God, that one's almost worse, but I like the corgi in it. I wish I could go back to some of the other ones. But anyways, it just is what it is. You know what I mean? So yeah, if we pick this, like, this is probably one of my favorite costumes. That one looks good. And I guess I could probably just try, expanding it again or whatever, but you know what? I can't complain. All of those images looked pretty good with Spider-Man and a corgi. I wonder if, God, that would be asking too much, right? Can you give the corgi a Spider-Man costume? We're going to find out. Spider-Korg. I'd be in trouble if that was possible. Spider-Korg. Oh my gosh. All right, this is about the end because I'm tired. It's about time for me to go to bed. Come on, one more image and then I'll show you guys the horrible job Adobe Firefly did. I'm just going to give you a spoiler for that. Well, except for the face, the costume's better. I don't know. Yeah, I'm not even going to worry about that. But yeah, let's go to Firefly. So this is what Firefly gave me. And I get, I use that. Let me try changing up the prompt. Just one second. We're going to go back here. This one is a little bit more detailed. So I'm going to give Firefly. I think Firefly was actually faster. I don't know. I'm not quite sure. Let's just find out. I'm just going to clear this out. Oh, I will put this one for structure. Hold on a second. Bloop. There we go. Generate. Let's see what it gives me. The cool thing that I do like about it, I'll just chat about this for a sec. So Adobe Firefly, this gives you, okay, see, it'll give me the info looks fairly good with it, right? But it avoids like the plague to stay away from any copyrighted material, obviously. But I like that I could go through and change the various styles here. I'm going to see if I can, I'm going to go through and let's browse the gallery here. I'm going to make this, I'm going to make this 3D. I'm going to reference that for style. And then for color and tone, no, for lighting, I'm going to make this golden hour. I'm going to change I'm going to make this wide angle so it's looking back and not so much. So let's just go ahead and see what that does. But you get a little bit more flexibility. I mean, granted, in ChatGPT or in Copilot, you can reference this. I want a bokeh effect. I want this to be an oil painting or hyper realistic. You know, you could instead of clicking and whatever, you can change the tone. I want this to be a warm tone, or I want this to be a black and white. You know, I want this to be lit in golden hour or low lighting, or, you know, I want this to be a long time exposure of a waterfall, you know, something like that. That's what you'd wind up getting for it. But yeah, so now let me go and just change this. I'm going to make this digital art. And I shouldn't say it's horrendous. It's a different type of art. You know, it's not going to be copyright. If you're looking for Superman, if you're looking for Superman or Batman or Spider-Man, Adobe Firefly ain't going to give it to you. And that's okay. You could probably come up with some pretty good stuff, or tell it what it's doing and give you some non-copyrighted stuff that you could, you know, whatever, make for characters in a book. That's a really good use for like Dalle if you're doing like an ebook or maybe a children's book, or you're trying to do digital art for some of your products. You can, or website, if you need a nice hero image without having more of a photo to get an actor or a model or whatever to take some hero shots. Let's say you have a hero shot you can think of in your head for an image, and you can reference an image to try and get you as close as possible and then tweak it. So, but that, you know, I would say out of, you know, using those three tools, number one, I found that ChatGPT for me gave me the most accurate look of what I was going for. That's right, Spider-Man. I'm looking at you. And it did. It gave me the most accurate results. It was fairly timely compared to Copilot. Firefly was timely. I didn't have to wait too long for image generation on that. But ChatGPT, it can be very detailed and give me quite detailed description of the image I'm trying to produce, which that's the key. That's the real key with this, is the detail of the prompt gets you a more detailed and better quality image and closer to the result that you're looking to get. So that is one of the tools that ChatGPT can help you, or an AI tool can help you with. Let's say you're trying to figure out, I want it to look like this, but I don't know how to word that. If you find an image or an example or whatever, ChatGPT can help you with that. And like, oh, that sounds great. That's exactly what I'm looking to convey. So you could use that and then give some more detail of how you'd want to adjust it. And then the beauty of it, you saw that when we went into ChatGPT, into that image, I can further change it to add a different subject or change a view of how I wanted to look at it. And most importantly, I got to put a corgi with Spider-Man. And you just can't put a price tag on that feeling, honestly. Well, you can, but so that's it. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me this evening. I had that I wanted to get off my plate and talk about it a little bit. So yeah, now I wiped myself out a little bit on a Monday night. It's time to go to bed. So whenever you're watching this, if you're watching it, I'd appreciate if you would like it or comment. Let me know you did. And Are you suffering from insomnia? Is that why you're watching it late at night? Or are you just chilling out and watching this video on Tuesday because you can? So everybody have an awesome rest of the day. I hope you learned something a little bit. And if you are interested in AI art, what has got you really interested the most right now? Is it generating images from text, having AI give you prompts from an image, or 3D video or not 3D video, but AI generated video? Does that have your gears turning with it? So let me know your thoughts. Everybody have an amazing, awesome night. See you later. Bye.